We want to thank you guys for joining us on a live video here at the JL Ranch property. Yes, sir. We are excited about things going on today. I will tell you real fast, though, I don't think I've seen a prettier day in quite a while. So once again, happy Veterans Day to all of those who have served. We're so blessed to have you guys, people who love their country and put everything else on hold for their country. Just such patriots. And we're blessed to have you guys. And for those who follow along in the channel, thank you so very much to the men and the women out there who serve. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that we caught some very interesting stuff on our camera here recently. And that's going to be a part of our 3 o'clock video, friends. It's funny, but it's not funny. We're going to talk all about it today. And then, of course, on our 3 o'clock video, you'll be able to see for yourself. But now that I'm in the truck, I'll just kind of tell you a little bit about what happened. So it was a scary moment for me, actually, because Jamie and I were off out of town. You guys know we had a little trip. Hey, everybody. Hi to hello, friends. Hi to hello. I will start over since you guys are just getting in. I just said Happy Veterans Day, and I want to really thank those men and women who have served this country and sacrificed, so much and put your family on hold and put your life on hold to serve. And we're so blessed to have you guys a part of the page. And this country may not always tell you, but all of the freedoms that we have would not be possible without men and women who put some things above themselves. And today is a day, as should be every day, we recognize you all. So happy Veterans Day. Secondly, I want to remind you that there's a 3 o'clock video coming out that's going to have a little bit of to do with that goofy camera right there. Yeah, and then I want to tell you the story behind it, okay? Let me tell you what happened. So Jamie and I were traveling. You guys know that we went out of town for one day, one overnight. And lo and behold, wouldn't you know it, that the one night we go out of town, some of our baby calves got out. You heard me right. Our baby calves escaped. Now, they've done it plenty of times, y'all. And it's my own fault for not having all of my wire where it should be and all of the things. It's always my fault. I'm not one to put blame on other people, and I take ownership. But get this. This is how wonderful people are. This is how wonderful people are. A sweet lady named Kathy with the K, she come driving by the JL Ranch, and she, as she normally takes a drive through here, and I think that she travels to see her sister, I think that she said. But she likes to kind of like slow down and peek and just kind of see the cows and all the things. And get this, when she looked over, she noticed that them calves were out. They were not in pasture with their mamas. So Kathy, being the sweet lady that she is, she pulls up in here and she sends me an email. And she goes, Lester, you got some cows out. Well, guys, I'm in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And I was terrified to find out I got cows out. And so I replied back. I'm like, Miss Kathy, can you please text or call me? I need real time on all of this, right? Now, I was prepared to have Big Chris or someone else drive over here if I had to run these cows back in. But Miss Kathy sent me a text, and we began to dialogue back and forth. And do you want to know that sweet lady run those calves back in for me? Oh, it was the funniest thing, y'all. It was the funniest thing, and I captured that on video. So I want y'all to, today at 3 o'clock, if you can, or, around that time, just watch that Longhorn Lester video. I think that you'll enjoy it. And we talk and we have some fun. I made sure it was okay with Miss Kathy. I says, Miss Kathy, I don't want to embarrass you. I says, but my camera grabbed some video footage. If you don't mind, could I use it? And she goes, that's fine, Lester. So look how beautiful this grass is popping up, friends. We have a lot to talk about today. We got big decisions in the works, friends. So with some big decisions that have to be made, and we don't have a whole lot of time to make them. I'll tell you all about it if you can hang on for a bit. We got to love on that girl right there first. We got to love that girl first. But yeah, you guys make sure y'all thank Miss Kathy. And that's Kathy with a K. Hello, sweetie. I love me some girl. Hello, sweet Sadie. I love this girl so much. Everyone loves you. All right, back up. You can't get my truck. Back up. We're going to feed you. Not to worry. We're going to feed her. Okay, so we got some things going on. Oh, boy. She's a really hungry girl. Don't jump on me. Do not jump on Daddy. Do not jump. Guys, let me feed her first. And then we'll go ahead and talk about some of our big decisions. And I'm going to be looking for your input on this. I would love to have some input from you all. And baby, don't jump on me. I know you're happy to see me. I know you're so happy to see me. She's not happy to see me. She only wants to eat. Now, we keep out dry food for her that I refill daily. Okay, so what I'm noticing right now, and I saw this yesterday, I didn't talk about it. A lot of limbs are down. You know, we had quite the rain and a few storms blow through here over the course of the weekend. And so getting back today and knowing I have some cleanup to do, but that's not what we're going to talk about. I have some things to talk about with you all. But give me a moment here, please. Let me set my camera down while I feed her. And I'm just going to let you guys peek out across the... Y'all can just look out across the yard while I feed her. Come here, Sadie. Come here, sweetie. Here. You want some good food, sweetie? Oh, boy, look at this. Oh, boy, come on. Come on, sweetie. Over here, sweetie. Here. Oh, boy, I know you like this. It's so yummy. Oh, boy, that looks so good, right, baby? It looks so yummy and delicious. Oh, it does look so yummy. And you're a good girl. You deserve it, sweetie. You deserve the good stuff. All right, I'm coming back, y'all. I'm coming back. Okay. All right. Okay, where are we? Where's my phone? Okie dokie. All right, Sadie's good, and she's gonna eat her little snack, and we'll spend some time with her, I promise you. All right, friends, I'm a little bit later on this live than what I had wanted to be. I talked about this on this morning's live. I'm a Survivor Sanctuary YouTube. I told you all I'd be here by about noon. Well, a couple of things set me back. I had to swing by and give the deposit for the new barn. That's going to go over here. But the fella told me that I'll have to have the cows off this pasture. Yeah, you heard me right. You heard me right, y'all. They will not come out here and work in this pasture if these bulls are on it. So that's my first bit of information to share with you all, that I'm going to have to move the bulls off the pasture before the guys will come install and build their barn. We're going to put that barn, I think the best place to put it will be right on the other side of Tex, parallel to my fence. It'll go across that way over there. And that way, I mean, it's going to be the big barn. It's going to be one of those. And so it'll be the best placement for it. I thought about putting it right here, but the problem with having it right here is that when I'm inside the RV, I won't be able to look past the barn. Whatever's inside the barn is going to kind of like be in my way for seeing the driveway and seeing, you know, all of that. So I'm going to move it a little bit further along here, alongside the fence. But that's not my dilemma. That's something that I've just made a decision on. My dilemma is what to do with these two bulls while the crew are here working. And so what I'm going to end up having to do, and I hope that you guys are okay with this, is I'm going to probably start sorting out my cows. Now just hear me out. Don't shut me down before you hear me out. I will go ahead and start the process of dividing the cows based on which bull can interact or date each one of my ladies, okay? And in saying so, when I let those bulls out of the bullpen into the pasture with the ladies, I know what you're all going to say. Well, that goes against everything you said, Lester. You wanted them bulls off the pasture for the summer. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on. Guys, sometimes you have to just kind of roll with the punches, right? So get this. If I do let those bulls into the pastures with their ladies, their respective lady groups, then all that means is that we'll be having calves November, in August. We'll be having our calves in August. And there's nothing wrong with that. That means that if we let the bulls in with our ladies, the bulls can just stay with the ladies the entirety of the winter. They'll stay with the ladies all the way through August. We'll still get our crops of hay off the field. I'm just trying to think in my mind. And then once these ladies have those babies in August now, they'll be nice and fat from a summertime full of hopefully delicious green grass. And they'll have their babies in August-ish. The bulls can stay with them through August, maybe even through September. And then I'll pull the bulls off of them in September so that when they start coming in heat again, then they won't be able to be bred. Does that make sense to anybody? Does that make sense to anybody at all? Let me go to the comments and start reading here. Hi, Claire. I'm from the UK. Well, hello there, Claire from the UK. And so here comes some yeses. So that does make sense to you all. Margaret says, Texas saying, happy days are here again. Yes, ma'am. Happy days are here again. The difficult part, though, is going to be dividing all these babies up. I will have to get my notes, and I'll put some of these girls up into the front, and they'll be here in the front with their bull. I'll close the back gate, and I'll leave some girls here in the back with their bull. So both bulls will have their separate pastures, and so remember that once the ladies have been bred, the bulls are not going to fight. And if the bulls are separated with their own respective, lady. What's wrong, sweetie? What do you smell, baby? I don't see nothing. Once the girls are bred, then the bulls are not going to fight. And at some point, once everyone's been bred, they can all run together again. And they'll have access to all the pastures. So that's just what I was thinking about. And once again, the reason we have to do that is because the install crew who's going to come install the barn will not install if there's animals in that pasture. And if you all can remember, I had to also move the guys off this pasture when they built this barn. I moved them off of here when we built this barn. And so we're used to shifting things around. The only problem is there's no way to take them bulls off that front bull pen because they're going to break right through my fencing to get to the girls. So I might as well go ahead and just say, you know what, let's divide the girls up to keep everything right. And it may be a little bit off of what our timeline was supposed to be, but I think that we're going to be okay. All right, now at this point, based on what I'm talking about, I will answer any questions that I can that's focused on what we were talking about with our bulls. All right. I'm just looking down. Will Fancy and Faith go back now? Fancy and Faith are still on mom, so they cannot leave yet. But Fancy and Faith are too young to get bred. They will not even come into heat until they're well over a year old. And by then, their moms will naturally wean them at about 7 or 8 months. And at that point, we'll go ahead and get them corralled and either we'll take them to Mr. Jake or we'll have Longhorn Jake come get them. And remember, that Mr. Jake, that's not my nephew Jake, that's Longhorn Rancher Jake. Okay? So that was a wonderful question. What about Danny and Ruby? Danny and Ruby will be with the herd that gets to hang out. We're just going to say hang out with Waylon. Danny and Ruby can be with Waylon. Lord Grayson and Prince Willie Joe will stay with their mothers. Lord Grayson and Prince Willie Joe will stay with their mothers, as will all of our other calves. All of those young ladies who are calves now, the Serenities, the Norma Jeans, they'll all stay with their moms. What about drought when babies come? Well, we're going to hope and pray that we'll have another summer like the one we just had, where we have plenty of rainfall. But if we do have a drought, it's okay, because guess what? We have invested in these feed buggies now. The Facebook supporters on the I'm a Survivor page help us with these feed buggies. So now we can feed our cows a really nice source of grains that they may need. We also buy the green alfalfa hay if we need to, and we'll always have dry hay. So these are some really nice questions. I wish I could catch every one of them. Yeah, so thank you so much for those who pay the $2.49 a month to the I'm a Survivor channel on Facebook. That's the only channel we have set up for supporters because it's a nonprofit. We never want anyone to think that we take advantage of people's money. We do not want to be those kind of people. So I always let the supporters know exactly what we're doing with their money, so they always have a heads up of where their money's being spent. We save, then we'll make a purchase. All right, I'm back to it. Trinity. Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so Trinity. Wow, you know what? Thank you. Who asked that question? Let me back up to it. I'm trying to navigate here okay, so Susan says Trinity with question marks. That's a great question, friends. Okay, so what do we do with Trinity? She could actually be in either pasture. Oh, looky there. What a cutie. Look at the cutie patootie. Hi, I'm looking at you, Serenity. I see you, sweetie. I'm looking at you. Trinity could be with her mom and Serenity, her little sister. And that means that Trinity and her mom, Jezebel, could actually be with Tex or Waylon. Tex or Waylon. Yes, for either or. So we'll just let Trinity stay with her mom, and she can be with Tex or Waylon. Now, you're all going to say, but wait a minute, Lester. Hold on, Lester. What about her calf? Her calf, if she calves, is not going to be pure Longhorn. And yeah, that is an issue. That is an issue. And are my fences fixed? My fences are not fixed, but remember, my bulls are not going to want to wander because they have their girls here. My bulls will not wander because they have their grass. My bulls have their feed buggies. My bulls have fresh, clean water. The only bull who may be a little tempted would be the bull in the back pasture because of the ladies next door. But I can promise you, I can do that fence fix up in a day. I just need me a full day, and I will get that patched up. Who will lick Waylon's curls when Tex is in the other pasture? I don't know. That's a great question. I'm not going to do it, but oh my goodness gracious, y'all. They will be calving during the hottest part of summer. It will be so hard on them. So, it is, we have some pretty warm August. Yes, August can be pretty warm, okay? And you like your babies to be born in the spring. Oh, looky there. Wow, did y'all see that, sweet girl? We're watching you, Amber Rose. Where's she at? We're watching you run, sweetie. Yes, so that will be, but listen, I mean, come on, guys. It's not unbearable. We've had plenty of calves born this year in the summer. So we're not going to freak out about that. It was extremely hard the one summer when Danny and Ruby were born during that drought, during the heat wave. That was extreme. And we don't like those kind of extremes, but there are plenty of people that have calves born in the summertime. So we're not so concerned about that. I don't really know exactly. August can have some brutal heat, but they'll be okay. I agree, Tammy. I'm not going to put them in a bad situation. And remember, in nature, you don't have people who regulate and control breeding out in nature. You don't, animals come in heat. Females come in heat all the time. And so in nature, you just have animals, breeding, and they don't discriminate of what months they will breed and what months they're going to refuse to based on all of that. Sometimes we, meaning me and maybe you and other people, will sometimes try to humanize them and worry a little bit more than we have to. So, and yeah, we do still have our misters on the front barn. No, we don't. I took those down. I took those down. So anyway, but look how beautiful this grass has come up, the winter grass. Can you guys see the little bit of it has a kind of a fluorescent glow to it. Norma Jean, I'm looking at you, sweetie. Norma Jean, I see you. So, well, so that was the big news. That was the big news I wanted to talk to everybody about. And so that's something that we're going to start working on. So what I have to do in the next week or so is start trying to find the time. I'll have to bring me some feed or something, some kind of a food source I can shake and start pulling some cows up front. And so it doesn't really matter whose is who. I just have to decide which bull do I want to keep in the front pasture compared to which bull should be here in the back pasture. And I kind of think because we have a lot more land back here, whichever herd is the largest, because there's a pond in each, there's a barn in each. We're not concerned about that. But I do have more sources of water here with our water troughs. But I can always move and things those around. That's not a problem. So what I think that I'll do, though, and I'm just thinking out loud, friends, is I will, whichever group has more, the larger of the two groups will have the back pasture with more space. Okay? Okay. Everyone's good with that. I am going to go sit on the side-by-side now and read some comments. And then we're going to talk about our second big decision, because we have two big decisions coming up. All righty, y'all give me a moment here. Let's just go ahead and drive over and fill up our water troughs while we're here. Okay, I'm with my mom watching. Can you go to Gary's grass for her to see? All right, that'll be fun. You guys hold on. We're gonna go to look at Gary's grass for this sweet mom to see. Yeah, I told my dad something. Now my dad laughed about it, but I don't know if he realized I was just joking or not. I showed mom and dad a picture of Gary's grass. And I says, hey mom, I says, let dad know that whenever he passes, not to worry about a tombstone. I have a better idea that can save the family some money. Guys, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm not really gonna plant grass that says pawpaw whenever he passes. Sheesh. My mom thought it was funny, but my dad just looked at me like I was stupid. I'm just messing with you. I'm not gonna really do this for my dad. Oh, Gary's grass. This is Gary's grass. So what I'm noticing also is, well, let me show you real fast for that sweet mom who wants to look. This is Gary's grass. And that looks really good. I probably need to touch up a little bit on that G. But I will say that what I can notice from standing here, and I don't know if you all can see or not, that as we've gotten more rain this past weekend, it has sunken down even more. So I'm going to have to get my tractor and a bucket or two of more sand and clay and bring and put back on top. The only problem now is I'm going to end up covering up some of the Gary wording, the lettering. I don't know how to, yeah, because I planted that on top of it. So I don't see any fresh deer tracks. So I'm looking around. I don't see any fresh tracks here at all. Like I said, it's rained all weekend. We've had some heavier rain, but I don't see any deer track here at all. I don't see cow tracks either, so nothing fresh. Lester, I think that would be a good memory to remember your dad. I know you would do more, but it would be great. Yeah, let's hope that my dad will be around for a while longer. Is this camera kind of blurry, guys? I'm going to wipe my lens off right quick. Just give me 1 second to wipe my lens. I just felt like it was a little bit blurry. It might be the glasses that I'm wearing. I don't know. But scoop off the Gary part first. Oh, I don't know how I'll ever do that. But yes, pawpaw in grass, y'all. Pawpaw in grass. That'll be a nice, cheap way that we can memorialize my dad without having to spend all that money on a tombstone. Hey, he can do it to me too. If I go first, then by all means, do it to me. Y'all remember that. If I end up going first, then y'all can certainly put some Lester grass out there, okay? Write my name in Lester grass, and I'm completely fine with that. Do not spend a penny on me. I've already said that. I know it sounds a little bit morbid to talk about, but I'll tell you right now, I do not want a funeral. I do not want a funeral. I do not want people coming to a funeral to see me. No way. No, not going to happen. I don't guess I've ever talked about that, have I? But that's just not my thing, y'all. I don't want to have a funeral. I don't. And, you know, I hope that I live a long life. But if I don't, if I go tomorrow or if I go today, I do not want to have a funeral. I think that Jamie can get the help of you all to find some of your favorite video moments. And then she can kind of compile a little bit of a video of some Lester moments and like make a little memorial video. And then that will be my goodbye to the world. Yep. My dad wants a pizza party. Says, I can't read that. It went by too fast. But someone's dad wants a pizza party. So there's a lot of people who are with me on that. You don't really care to have a funeral. Guys, I'm just not really, I don't see the point in it, really. And then I also know how much it costs. And I just do not want my family to have to go through all of that. I just say, you know what? I've lived my life. Hopefully I've left an impression on a few people here and there. What I do not want is some preacher trying to pray my way into heaven. We ain't doing that. I will not. You know why? Because I've seen that so many times. Have y'all ever known anybody that just was a horrible and miserable human being? This might not be the right conversation for this, y'all. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble with you all. I don't want to upset anybody. But have y'all ever known somebody who just lived a horrible life as a human being, and they end up passing away, and if lo and behold, the preacher at the funeral does not try to find a way to tell you how wonderful of a human they were, and it feels like the preacher's trying to preach their way into heaven. And we know it doesn't work that way, y'all. But seen that more times than now. So like I said, hopefully we've left enough of an imprint on the world that you don't have to deal with all that mess. But that's just my preference. That's just my preference. And yes, someone says, so you can be cremated or buried? No. I can be cremated just fine. Cremate me, and you got plenty of places to spread my ashes. And guess what? I won't know anyway. You can drive down the highway and just toss a plastic baggie out the window and hope you don't get caught for littering. I don't care. So, all right. Well, I'm back to the comments now. Yes, and whenever you bury me, yeah, it's a great idea. Someone do that little roll call. You can be like, Tex, here. Waylon, here. Daddy Wetter. Daddy Wetter. Calling Daddy Wetter. Final call for Daddy Wetter. That'll be fun. Who will do that for me though? Who will do the final call? Or what do they call that thing? They call that something. The final call. I forgot what they call that. Come on, littles. Someone will call the littles. Come on, littles. Where's Wetter? Where's Daddy Wetter? Have Jake do it. Jake will cry like a baby, guys. Jake is more sensitive than I am. Jake would cry like a baby. You can't have Jake do it. Oh, Jake does have a lot of voices, though. Trisha says Jake can do it with his voices. Jake has a lot of voices. Jake has so many voices. But Jake would cry like a baby. He would not be able to hold it together to do it. Call for the little spoon. Yes, final call for Whittle Boone, Uncle Wetter, the ward of the Longhorns, Whittle Wetter. Can you change the date of building the barn? I really don't want to do that. I mean, I could, but I really don't want to do that. I want to go ahead and get it done. and ask me why. It's because it's what I've been saving for a while, and that's what I do, friends. My dad taught me this. He said, any investment you make in your property is never a bad investment. He goes, what is a bad investment is when you take $100 and run off to the bar, or take $100 and run off here, you know, because you know how fast you can go through money. And so what I try to do is take money that the page is earning, and I try to invest it back into the property. And if you can invest that money back to your property, guess what? It'll always come back to help you later. And it may seem a little bit extreme right now to have 3 big barns. I don't count the red barn as a big barn because I know that red barn has lots of issues with the roofing, lots of rot up in the top of it, and it's not going to last through too many more storms. I know that. Now, when it does begin to fly apart, will I rebuild it? Not me personally, but maybe I'll have someone come by and redo the barn top to it. But having the other barn in that 3rd and final pasture will guarantee that no matter which animals, be it horses or big birds or goats or cows or alpaca or any animal, you never know what the future holds. But there'll always be a barn structure in every pasture, and that is not a bad investment. So to take the money, and like I said, this will be my 4th. This will be my 4th structure. That was the first barn. There's a second barn, and then we had the RV cover. So this will be my 4th structure from this same company, and I'm saving a chunk of money by being a valued, well, they call me a client. They call me a client. I'm no longer a customer, I'm a client. And I love that, y'all. Sounds good to be called a client. So, all right. Well, you know what? I've kind of rambled on about a bunch of nothing so far. I did clarify one major thing with you guys and let you all know that I'm going to have to eventually, sooner rather than later, start moving my girls around, dividing my pastures. I promise you I will video that. It'll be some really fun video. Or heck, we may do it live. I don't know. But it will divide our girls up, get everybody sorted that way. And then once the girls are all sorted, then we'll release the hounds. Y'all, we're going to release the bulls, and I'll put one in the back pasture with his lady friends, and I'll put the other in the front pasture with his lady friends. And then, ooh, just watch the fireworks, y'all. Watch the fireworks. Because these bulls have been off the pasture for way too long, okay? Oh, y'all, I'm just playing. Oh, the second announcement. Okay, so there's nothing official. Let me drive back up. And we'll talk about the second announcement. I don't want to keep you too long. How long have we been going? 32 minutes. Friends, could I go ahead and just cut it right there? Because I don't want to take all of your day. I promise you I can come back tomorrow around the same time, and we'll talk about that second announcement. But it's not really an announcement as much as it is a decision that I have to make that I've been thinking about. But here's what I promised myself. And I say this based on comments that I've been reading and emails that I get, that there's a lot of people that don't have time, as much time as we ask of them. Because like an emailer said, on one hand, I'm always saying, please watch the videos. This is how we make a living. Please watch the videos. We got to make a living. This is how we make our living. We don't have Facebook no more. We only got YouTube. So please watch the videos. And then the second thing that we're doing is shoving videos down your throat. Videos and live videos. And so I'm like, Jamie, they're right. As hard as it is to admit it, they're right. We're asking them we're trying to show them ways to make sure they can watch the videos. We're teaching them how to use the YouTube and letting them know, and tell them how blessed we are to have them. And next thing you know, we're shoving videos down their throat. So I told myself, I says, you know what, Lester? I'm going to continue. I'm going to keep going live because there's some people who just love them a live video. But what I can do is not keep them so long when I do go live. Try to narrow it down to about 30 minutes or so, and that way they still have time to go do their life and things that they want to get done. So someone says, I disagree. I disagree. All right, glasses going back on. Glasses are going back on. Live is more interactive. It certainly is more interactive. I like bringing, oh, they're going by too fast. You could have told us a second thing by now. Oh my gosh, Diane. Diane's like, you could have already told us a second thing by now. Diane, sheesh, we're having a nice conversation. Don't be an announcement tease. Okay, fine. You know what? I will go and I will tell you the second tidbit of information, but I'm going to say this again, but y'all better come back tomorrow. Bye, Gary. We love you, sir. And we miss you, sir. All right, let's drive up. Hi, sweetie. Oh, we love us some Jolene. Doesn't everyone love them some Jolene? I know I do. I love me some Jolene. Okay, so now, guys, excuse the mess. Like I said, we've had a lot of rain here. We've had quite a bit of rain here lately. Okay, let's talk right quick about the second thing that's in the works. And like I said, there's no guarantees. All I've done is I've reached out and I'm talking to a fella about something, okay? So I do not have my glasses on, so I'll put them back on momentarily. So we have this tractor. This is a newer tractor. It's a big tractor, 75 horsepower, so it's big enough to do all that we want to do here at the property. And that means everything from moving hay, which is what I've been doing lately, pulling around our feed buggies. We've mowed our pastures, 4 or 5 times already. It's plenty big to do all that we want to do here, okay? But we also have that second tractor over there. That's the one that we had at the sanctuary. But I talked about, oh, I got the shakes. Boy, I got the shakes. Y'all see the shakes I got? When I zoom in, you can see the shakes. But we also have that second tractor. It's a little bit smaller tractor. It's a couple of years older as well. And so I'm still paying a note on both of them. So what I would like to do, and I'll certainly read your comments and have your thoughts on it. We do not need 2 tractors here. We do not need 2 tractors here. So what I thought I would do is talk to a fella about trading in both tractors, trading in 2 tractors, and trying to eliminate that 2 notes and consolidating into one bigger tractor. And okay, here goes the part that I feel really selfish about. You ready? I think that I would like to have it a cab. Guys, that's where I feel kind of selfish. That's where I feel kind of spoiled. But that's what I'm thinking about doing. Trading in these 2 that I still pay a note on. And this is not from supporters. Supporters have not bought the tractors, y'all. So for the Facebook supporters, they don't buy the tractors. We take care of all that out of Longhorn Lester money. But I'm considering trading in both of these tractors and getting one big tractor, big enough to do all of our needs here, that I can also transport to the sanctuary with my truck and my trailer, but having one tractor that can be used for everything. And I wouldn't mind if it has a cab. And that way I can work in the rain. I can work in the heat. I can work in the snow when it snows. All right, I'm kidding, y'all. It doesn't snow here. But if it ever did, I could still work it. And so there would never really be a reason that weather would permit you from doing jobs you got to get done. Because right now we just kind of work around the weather. And that's fine. We don't have, horrible weather here. But I do have an allergy to something that when I mow, I have these horrible respiratory issues. And so having a cab tractor wouldn't be a bad idea. I am so scared to look at the comments. I'm gonna sit down and look at them though. Y'all give me a moment. I'm gonna walk over here, plop my butt down in this tractor seat, and read the comments and see what y'all are thinking about that suggestion. It's just an idea. And I told Jamie that you never want to live above your means. You don't want to live above your means. But at the same time, I don't need to have two tractors that just sit here and I'll use one or the other. Okay, I have my glasses on now. DS says your live just stopped. Bye. Okay, well, DS, I still see your comment. So a lot of people are saying that's a good idea. Go ahead and do it. That's fine. Do it. So I will not. I'm going to go ahead and leave the tractor at the sanctuary, the small one that Ellie and Megan use. Thank y'all. You're being so kind to me. I don't know why. That makes me want to cry, sort of, because I really thought there'd be a lot of hate. I really did. I told Jamie I was just so scared that there might be some anger and some hate. And I says, I don't want to do something that's going to anger people, but I want you to know that I'm not some kind of prima donna, and I'm not too good to ride around in the sun or in the drizzling rain or the snow. But I just want to make sure that if I can consolidate two notes into one, even though the cab tractor is going to be more expensive, it's going to be a big tractor that would hopefully last me the rest of my life, y'all. And if that sounds weird to you all, then it shouldn't. If you know anybody who has a tractor and they take care of their tractor, then you know that a tractor, when taken care of, will last you a good 20, 30, 40 years. And so I hope that I'll live another 20 years or so if I'm lucky. But you know what? I do know that I take care of my equipment. I take great care of my stuff. So whatever tractor I get for here will last me the rest of my life. Well, you guys are being so sweet and saying go for it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, you know what? And then, of course, we got the one from my dad, the cab tractor, because he's older. And I just think that in his lifetime, he's never had one. So it was great to experience that at some point. I'm not at that point in my life where I have to have it because, like I said, I've been using tractors with no cab for as long as I can remember. I've never had a cab tractor. So this will be the first cab tractor if I do go forward with it. So that's something that we're thinking about. And that was the second thing that I wanted to talk to you about. I'll say now I feel a whole lot better. There's a weight has been lifted off my shoulders by talking to you about it. Guys, please don't send me money. I see that someone has just sent me $9.99 and someone else sent me $20. I'm not asking you for money. I promise you, just by watching my videos and putting up with the live videos and the commercials and the ads and, all that we do, that means so much to me because I know how valuable your time is. And by you devoting some of that valuable time to me, it means more to me than anything. So please, you take your hard-earned money and do something special for yourself. Seriously. Well, okay. Now, hold on a minute. Brenda says, now that you're a lord, you should have a cab with all the amenities. Brenda, take it back. Brenda, you better take that back. Brenda, thank you. That's so funny. Yes, and cab tractors do have AC and heater and all of the fun things, y'all. They have all the fun things. So, stop it, Brenda. No, Renee says, you need to have your throne. Y'all need to stop because you're making me blush over here. You're making me blush. All right, well, listen, I am going to go ahead and let you guys go and get my chores done. I got chores to do, but I will not start sorting those cows out today. I'm going to do it with you all. So how about we have plans for tomorrow? How about tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Tuesday? I think that if weather permitting, and weather should be permitting, hey, y'all, look at this. I'm going to zoom in. I love this. Look at Serenity. Let me try to zoom in here. Hold on. She's up on top of that mound of dirt. Boy, she thinks she's something, doesn't she? She is. She thinks she is something on top of that mound of dirt, just standing over there looking all regal and royal. All right, I'm going to zoom back out now so the shakes will go away. The camera does a good job at controlling my shakes when I'm zoomed out, but when I zoom in, I'll tell you what. All right, so just for those who keep asking, they kind of want a rundown of who's who, and which bull will go with which lady, okay? So that should be pretty easy. All right, I will let you all have fun with this one here. Here we go. So this is a question for you all. Y'all ready? All right. Question number 1. Which bull will go with Jolene? Which bull goes with Jolene? Come on, y'all. You better know the answer here. Yay! Everyone's saying Waylon. That's right. Waylon comes with Jolene. Now, they already have one child together. And you know that Prince Willie Joe is one of the most handsome little fellows we've ever been blessed to raise. I don't see where he's at now. I saw him earlier, but I don't see him right now. Y'all want to drive? Guys, I don't want to keep y'all. Y'all want to drive over and look at all of them? Y'all want to go name them all right quick? Just yes or no. Do you want to name everybody, or want me to just go ahead and let you go until tomorrow? It's totally your call. All right, so I will say this. If you have stuff to do, then go do what you want to do. I can promise you that. Can I love your horns, sweetie? Can I just love your horns real fast and give you some love? Sweetie, I just want to love you. Oh, okay, I'll leave you alone. She's like, beat it. I'm napping. Okay, you can nap, Jolene. All right, so we know that Jolene will have to be with Waylon, okay? So y'all make your little note, jot it down somewhere that Jolene and Prince Willie Joe will be in the pasture with Waylon. All right, so that was easy. And they will have beautiful babies. Look at this sloppy, muddy mess, huh? There's Prince Willie Joe. I see you, Prince Willie Joe. All right, here we go. Number 2. Jenny Lane. Friends, where will Jenny Lane go? Where will Jenny Lane go? I'm looking at the comments. Where will Jenny Lane go? If you're saying Waylon, you are correct. Jenny Lane for Waylon. All right, that makes 2 for Waylon, 0 for Tex. All right, behind Jenny Lane is Charlene. Where will Charlene go, everybody? We're finding out where will Charlene go. If you're saying Waylon, you are correct. My goodness gracious, Waylon's getting a lot of girls. All right, so Waylon has Jolene, Charlene, and Jenny Lane. All right, so that means that just to balance everybody out, well, sheesh, here we got more. Okay, so Gracie. Friends, we're talking about Gracie. Where will Gracie go? Where will Gracie go? If you're saying Waylon, you are correct. So now Waylon has 4 to 0. Poor Tex. Poor Tex, y'all. Oh, that's so sad for poor Tex. It's okay. Let's go ahead and add something to the text list. You ready? Okay. So, looking over here at Dolly. Where will Dolly go, friends? Where will we send Dolly? Tex or Waylon? Finally, yes, we got 1 for Tex. Yes, we got 1 for Tex. So Dolly will in fact go up with Tex. Now remember, Dolly's calf right there will not be bred here. She will eventually leave and go back to her rightful owner, okay? But Dolly will go to Tex. And so let's say 1 for Tex and 4 for Waylon, okay? So the count right now is 1 for Tex, 4 for Waylon. All right, you guys have to help with the count, okay? Help me with the count. Okay, right over here, having her a bite of dry hay, is our sweet Loretta. Hey, sweetie! You having a bite of hay, sweetie? Okay, so let me go ahead and stop here for a second. I see several cows here. Okay, so Loretta is in fact old enough to be bred now. I've not seen her come into heat, I don't think, but she will within this next year or so. And so when Loretta comes into heat, friends, you're all going to say either. I'm kind of seeing a lot of people say either. But I think that what we should maybe do with Loretta is go ahead and allow her to go with Tex. And that way, both Loretta and Patsy's babies can be bred eventually with Waylon. So if we have Patsy and Loretta, there's Patsy over here, Loretta over here. Patsy's kind of behind the fencing, the panels over there. They can both go with Tex. And then, you know what? We'll go ahead and put Reba with Tex as well. So I think, if I'm correct, we've balanced everything out. Now we're 4 and 4. Am I right? 4 and 4, yes? So Reba, Dolly, Loretta, Patsy with Tex. Jolene, Gracie, Charlene, and Jenny Lane with Waylon. So right now we're 4 and 4, okay? So let's go ahead and circle around and find who else we got over here. Y'all ready? Let's just go ahead and circle around. Thank you all for keeping track and keeping a tally. Oh, I'm just going to stop right here, I think, where I can see everybody. Okay, let's go ahead and go with the no-brainer. This is Santana, and it's a no-brainer. We know that Santana, friends, will go Santana to both. No way. No, we're not. Santana is a one-lady kind of man. Now, she wasn't always like that. But ladies, some of y'all can admit that in your younger days, you may have done things you weren't real proud of. But as you gotten older, you start finding that you're more attached to some more than others. And so Santana will stay with Tex, okay? That's his main girl. That's the love of his life, y'all. So Santana will stay with Tex. All right, so that makes 5 for Tex. Okay, turning over here. We know that Ruby and Danny, let's go ahead and put those two together. Ruby and Danny both have to go with Waylon. So Ruby and Danny have to go with Waylon. So if I'm not mistaken, that's 5 for Tex and 6 for Waylon. So 5 for Tex and 6 for Waylon. Boy, I wish I had me a pad and a paper right now, but I don't. Okay, we're looking okay. So 5 and 6. I hope that I'm right on all of that. Okay, so let's just kind of zoom across over here and look at Pearl. This is Pearl laying there beside Amber Rose. This is a no-brainer. Everyone tell me, everyone together, where does Pearl have to go? If you're saying, if you're saying Waylon, you are correct. Pearl has to go with Waylon. Now, remember, Amber Rose will stay with Mama. Oh, look at Ruby. Hey, Ruby, I see you, sweetie. Like, oh, it's just Uncle Wetter. He's yapping away again. So Pearl has to go with Waylon, and that does make 7. That makes 7 for Waylon. Amber Rose will go with her, but Amber Rose will not be old enough to be bred for a very long time. So that will not happen this year, okay? That will not happen this year. So there we go. We'll talk about those kind of things later, because I can already hear you now saying, wait a minute. If Amber Rose's dad is Waylon, then who will breed Amber Rose? We're not even going to think into the future years, y'all. We will deal with all that later. Okay, so we have 7 for Waylon, 5 for Tex. Okay, jumping over here, we have, this is Marilyn. This is Marilyn. Now, we know that that right there is her baby, Norma Jean. Now, last time we let Waylon breed her, last year, but I do think that this year, to kind of help balance some things out, let's go ahead and get a baby from Tex out of her. So we will have Marilyn. Isn't she pretty, though? Isn't she just a pretty cow? Marilyn will be up with Tex. So now that gives us 6 for Tex and 7 for Waylon. Even though Norma Jean will go with her, because that's her calf. She's still nursing. Norma Jean will not be old enough to breed this year. So that we don't have to worry about that. Tex will just kind of be hanging out with them. He's not going to try to mess with any of these young ladies. That does not happen for a much longer period of time, okay? All right, we're getting down to the end here. We're getting towards the end. You all see what I'm looking at over here, and this is going to be our biggest decision of the day. It should not be a big decision. It should not be hard at all. But I'm going to really have to go ahead and get me a DNA testing kit and run that DNA test on Trinity right there. Because if she shows to be enough Longhorn, then I wouldn't mind go ahead and breeding her, getting a calf, but I'll just let whoever, if we ever have a potential bull and that bull needs to be sold, then the owner of that bull will just know that this is the percent of Longhorn and what's not. It'll never bring you the kind of money that you're going to get out of a Prince Willie Joe. You're never going to get that kind of a money out of, but just for a herd bull to a herd of cows, that would be fine as long as he's a good-looking bull. So, so Trinity, along with her mom Jezebel, there. Waylon is the father of Serenity. So what we could do is go ahead and put Tex back with both of them, and have that be Tex more so than. And then I'll tell you something else too. If we could have Tex as the daddy to whatever calf Trinity eventually has, that might up that value a lot, because Tex is a much higher pedigree than what Waylon is. I don't mean to sound rude, and I don't want y'all being mad about that, but Tex is a much higher pedigree and comes from a whole lot more prestigious bloodline than what Waylon does. So having Tex mixed in with Trinity might actually help that little bull calf a whole lot. Okay, well, guys, if I'm not mistaken, is that 8 to 7? Let me put on my glasses. Now, remember, we're not counting any of the little calves. 7 to 9. So who's 7 and who's 9? Who's 7 and who's 9? I don't really remember, y'all. Now, I can write all this stuff down a little bit later. So I'm asking someone to give me a total count on, okay. So everyone's saying 7 to 9, 7 to 9. Okay, fine. I get 7 to 9. But now someone's saying 8 to 9. Some are saying 8 to 7. Come on, y'all. Y'all are supposed to be my talliers. Y'all they're going to be the tally people. 7 Waylon, 9 for Tex. So I think that Angel Nolan is right. Angel, I think that you're right. I think it was 7 for Waylon, 9 for Tex. Yes, that's what I think it is, 7 to 9. So 9 for Tex, 7 for Waylon. That means, hey, sweetie. Careful, baby girl. It's muddy right there, love. It's so muddy. You don't want to get your feet dirty. So what that means is Tex will have to be in the back pasture, and Waylon will take the front pasture, because like we said earlier, we will let the bull who has the most babies, not babies, the most mamas will need the most space, obviously. And so that will be quite a few more back here. Ruth is honest. Ruth Thornsberry says, you know what? I lost count. I done lost count. And then Bridget goes, it's only fair because Waylon's younger. He doesn't need all this back pasture. And you're right. And he also does not need as many girls. He's fine with less women, okay? So, well, that was a lot of fun, friends. That was a whole lot of fun. I did not mean to keep you guys for so darn long. I really don't want to be that kind of a guy or that kind of a channel to take all of your time away from you. But I do want to say thank you for being a part of my life and helping me kind of make sense of everything. Giving me someone to talk to. I will say that. Giving me someone to talk to, bounce ideas around with. And that means so very much. But I want to say thank y'all for watching. We love you so very much. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Remember, there's a kind of a big and important video coming out at 3 o'clock today, because it talks about a stranger at our gate that was caught on our video camera and what that stranger did for us. That's pretty neat. And then the 6 o'clock video that'll come out today on I'm a Survivor. Oh, there's animals. Not to worry. There's animals. There's some dogs. There's some dogs. There's some other animals. And it's also a little bit of a tutorial trying to help some folks who've been having some questions about some stuff. So it's kind of a how-to video, but it's just as interesting, just as entertaining. And thank you all for taking time to try to catch those if you can. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go. We love you so much. Blessed to have you. And we'll catch you all on the next video.